Hello, and welcome back to Spilling the Juice Archives. Quick question. Have you ever found yourself defending a person who was causing your pain? Not because they were innocent, but because protecting them felt safer than telling the truth? I want you to know this isn't weakness. It's called wiring. In today's archives, we're going to talk about why that happens psychologically. So, when the brain is exposed to repeated harm from someone it depends on, guess what it does? It adapts. It doesn't ask, is this fair? It actually asks you, how do I survive this? Wiring means your brain adapted. Your nervous system learned a pattern. Your survival system programmed a response. The brain then forms connections based on repeated experiences. So, if pain is followed by comfort, then fear is followed by relief. Same way for harm. Harm would be followed by affection. The brain wired those experiences together. And over time, protecting the person who hurt you becomes automatic. This is not weakness. It's conditioning. Now, here's where the survivor comes in. As a child, we depended on caregivers for safety. We depended on caregivers for food. We depended on caregivers for shelter and emotional connections. And as a child, we could not afford to not believe that this caregiver that was taking care of us was unsafe. Because if we felt like the caregiver was unsafe, then that would make our safety feel uncertain. Because if the caregiver is unsafe and we in a room with someone unsafe, then guess what? We don't feel safe. So the brain protects the attachment. It minimizes the harm. It rationalizes the behavior. And then guess what? It also shifts the blame inward. Because now maintaining the connection feels safer than confronting the danger. The survival instinct doesn't disappear in adulthood. It just changes form. It shows up in what? Relationships. It shows up in friendships. It shows up in the workplace. So we adapt to defending people who mistreat us. We explain their behavior. We protect their image. And guess what? We sometimes call this protection loyalty. But often, it's only survival repeating itself. This is where trauma bonding develops. I know you like, what is trauma bonding? Well, trauma bonding happens when cycles of harm and affection are repeated over time. The same person who causes the wound becomes the person who heals that wound or soothes that wound. It be like this: pain, relief, pain, relief. And guess what? Over time, the nervous system becomes attached to the relief. But not because you enjoy the harm. It's because relief feels like safety. And then cognitive dissonance sets in. I know you're saying to yourself now, what is cognitive dissonance? Well, Cognitive dissonance is discomfort of holding two conflicting truths at once. It'd be like, this person loves me. This person hurts me. This person loves me. This person hurts me. But the brain, in reality, does not even like contradiction. So, it reduces the discomfort, and on top of all of this, guess what else it does? It minimizes the harm. It reframes the behavior. It protects the attachment, because accepting the full truth will require change. And change can feel what? Destabilizing. But survival and healing are not even the same thing. Survival is automatic. Healing is intentional. Survival protects that attachment. Healing evaluates it. Survival say, keep the peace. Healing asks, at what cost? Protecting someone who hurts you may have helped you survive, but survival strategies that worked in childhood don't always serve you where? In adulthood. Healing begins when you can tell the truth without feeling like you're betraying yourself. Yes, survival kept you alive, but healing moves you forward. Now, if this resonates with you, I want you to like, comment, share, subscribe. SPJ Archives, signing off.